Esteban Florial to the 40-man roster while signing Scarlett Cole. Compared to last winter when the Yankees covered multiple holes on the active roster, this offseason hasn't been all that busy. It's important to remember, however, since the pivot point at 2016 trade deadline, Brian Cashman has raised the overall talent level of the club, making it increasingly difficult to designate any player for assignment, as no one seems expendable anymore. So even though the Yankees have only made one impact move this offseason, the truth is the organization remains stacked. In fact, remembering how talented a pitcher like Luis Severino is might help us understand the slow winter. Since his debut in 2015, Severino has done nothing but impress. When you possess an average 96 mile per hour four-seam fastball and an 88 mile per hour slider, you're bound to receive a lot of attention. With these two main pitches, Severino finished third in the 2017 Cy Young voting. He owed that success through the first half of 2018. He was the fifth best pitcher in that span with a WAR of 11. The biggest obstacle for Severino, who's about to enter his age 26 season, has been his lack of consistency. An underwhelming sophomore season and the 2018 second half tailspin come to mind, while the majority of 2019 was lost to injuries. With the return towards the end of last season, however, Severino proved he is once again healthy and ready to become a huge piece of the rotation. Cole is the new ace in town, but the staff is so much better with Severino around. Severino's had the best average fastball velocity in 2018, 1 mile per hour ahead of Cole. His average spin rate didn't lead the pack, but it ranked 12th out of 52 qualified pitchers. Having thrown it about 50% of the time last season, it contributed to a 2.35 Ks per 9 rate, 14th among 74 starting pitchers who threw more than 150 innings. His slider, which generated a whiff rate of 37.4 in 2018, was even more dangerous to opposing hitters. Severino produced the second highest average slider velocity only to Jacob deGrom and the highest average spin rate ahead of Justin Verlander. Hitters tapped the slider into the ground more than 52.2% of the time, according to Brooks Baseball, and per StatCast, Severino's slider had 159% greater break in horizontal movement compared to the rest of the league. No wonder the slider generated a batting average of 191 and a slugging percentage of just 297. With Severino hopefully entering spring training completely healthy, the Yankees could set Cole up with a second in command. Having friendly in-house competition for the best pitcher on the team could even bring for Severino's 2017 form or better, and could be a three-horse race considering how James Paxton ended his season. The tools are there, and we have seen flashes of his greatness. With arguably the best team on paper since 2017, Severino bouncing back will come at the perfect time. And that is a little bit of an article on Severino, where he could be a great number two pitcher in the Yankees rotation.
Well, first of all, Severino would have been even better those years if the Astros weren't stealing signs.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I
I mean,
mean?
that is a major scandal.
Exactly. So in 2017, they were stealing the signs because of the video replay rule.
Right, and as you were saying, they were banging on a garbage can in the clubhouse, right? That was signifying whether it was a fastball or a breaking pitch.
Yeah. Well, what happened was in 2014 when the thing all started, right?
Mm-hmm.
The replay. Okay. When it started, they were figuring it out, right? So
Mm-hmm.
most teams have their replay room, right next to the dugout, and that's to look at plays to challenge the play on a replay, right?
I see.
So over the years, people have been kind of been seen looking at the cameras to figure out pictures, right?
I
So
see.
Robert Manfred, right? That's the commissioner, right?
Right, Rob Manfred.
Right. He sent a memo out in I believe 2015 stating that to all teams that um using any electronic equipment will be un, unallowed, and you're going to get in trouble if you do it. So
Wow.
2 years later, you got the Astros figure out a way on how to use their own staff to send signals to the batter. So
I
what they
see.
did was they set up a camera in center field. They had the guy in the replay, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
he the whole gimmick is he would look at the catcher and see the hand signals of what's coming. And they'll figure
I
it out. It's
see.
very easy to figure that out. And I can do that from the stands. You know what I mean? But you have to have the eye for that. You gotta. I used to bring my binoculars to the game, and I can see the catcher do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
these guys, they were using the camera. So with the camera, they figured out the signs, and then they would bang and send hand signals or body signals or body language to the batter, figure out what's coming, right? Um,
Right.
Now that's what they did. So now coming along next season in 2018, well, Astros win the World Series, right? And they did it with that. Next year, 2018, the Boston Red Sox were caught cheating, and they went to the
Yes.
World Series. And this is the problem here. Problem is that people are forgetting that Alex Cora was the bench coach for the Astros, and now he's the bench coach for the Boston Red Sox, right?
Right.
So now with the Boston Red Sox, what they were doing was they were just walking into they had somebody walk into the replay room and figure it out in real time and tell the people at the dugout. You know what I mean? And
Wow.
they were sending, and allegedly they were doing this only when there was a runner on second base.
I see.
They were trying to figure out those signals because allegedly they already figured out the signals when there's nobody on base, right?
Mm-hmm.
How they did that, I don't know, but I would assume through the replay video, right? And so now they would somebody said that they were really doing it when there was a man on second base, and that's how a lot of guys got their batting averages up and stuff like that. And that's how they won a World Series too. So you got the manager of the Red Sox is the same bench coach of the Astros when they won in 2017 with the same
Right.
tactics. So they basically they use the same tactics as the Astros, and that's how they did it. So technically,
Wow.
in my opinion, careers were taken advantage of, right? Because there's some players that could have been better, or could have got these guys out, but since they knew what was coming, they hit the ball. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
so there's a lot of integrity of the game in jeopardy, and those guys should be fired from baseball. Alex Cora should be fired from baseball, but baseball management, Major League Baseball management, they only want to deal with the management portion of the situation. They don't want to penalize any players.
I see. I see. You think they'll probably fine the team so big about large amounts of money?
Yeah, I think they're gonna hurt him. I think they're gonna hurt him So and they probably try to take away their draft picks and all kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure people are gonna get fired.
Do you think they could disqualify them from the team from participating in the playoffs for a year?
No, I don't think they can do that. Because then, what's the point of playing the season then?
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking, the way college football teams that have scandals, they could take their season, but they're not bowl eligible.
Yeah, these guys are making too much money to not let that happen. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But nah, I think the right thing to do is to fire the people involved. That's it. Suspend them. That they can't play baseball. I mean, they can't participate in baseball no more. They don't have to be banned from baseball. Just fired.
wow, wow, I
Because
see.
they stole people's careers away, and they stole 2 championships.
Yes, yes, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And
And
that
there's a
is
right way of cheating too, and a wrong way of cheating. Using electronics and all that, that's the wrong way. The gentleman's way of cheating in baseball is you do it through the eyes.
right.
You know what I mean? You pick something up looking at him, or he's doing something and you know it's a fastball. That's cool. That's competitive. That's being competitive. There ain't nothing wrong with
It,
that.
that reminds me a bit of, say, gamblers, for example. And I'm often wondered why it was cheating for someone to go into a casino and be able to count cards in their head. Now, if they're counting cards in their head, they're doing it with their own brain, and they're figuring out how to do things with 21 and blackjack and all that kind of thing. And I don't see why that is considered cheating, because they're not using any electronic devices. If they were using devices or something like that in the casino, then I could see where it's cheating. But if they're doing counting, they very much like the Rain Man was doing in the movie Rain Man with Dustin Hoffman
Yeah.
and Tom Cruise, that if they're doing that in their head, I don't see why that is cheating, unless two people are working together like they were.
Yeah, that's how it usually happens. Two people working together,
You
But
know,
usually, they try to count the cards, and you can do it though. But nowadays they change the cards. They open brand new packs and stuff right in front. Kind of crazy stuff. Huh?
right? Exactly. I have another interesting story here. A little bit of an interesting story from CBSSports.com. MLB. A failed Yankees prospect sues the Yankees, claims Derek Jeter is why he never made it to Major League Baseball. The case was dismissed, but offered a lot of wild claims from former prospect Garrison Lassiter, is the name of the prospect. And I'll go through this very quickly. A former New York Yankees prospect who never went anywhere with the team filed a lawsuit claiming Derek Jeter is one of the reasons he never made the team or went on to play in MLB. Garrison Lassiter's minor league career ended in 2011, but in December of 2018, he made the claims against the team in the lawsuit. He wanted $34 million from the team, according to NewJersey.com, and believed the Yankees prevented him from excelling and making the major leagues, therefore not allowing him to make the money from MLB contracts he felt he deserved. According to the lawsuit, he was suing for the interference and lost years. The 30-year-old who put himself through law school represented himself in the case and compared himself to Los Angeles Dodgers star Corey Seager as one of his main pieces of evidence. Exhibits A and B Lassiter were Corey Seager's statistical history and Garrison Lassiter's statistical history, respectively. The numbers were not exactly the same for these two players. In the minors, Lassiter never made it past high A ball and hit 244 at points of his 5 seasons. Seager had 307, made it to AAA by the time he was 21, and he got his first appearance with the Dodgers in the team's same season. Lassiter's other major claim was that the team had conspired against him with aims to protect the career of Derek Jeter, calling it obvious that Jeter had control over the entire organization. The case was unsurprisingly dismissed in May. Chief District Judge Thomas D. Schroeder said, lacking any federal question raised in the complaint and having already determined that diversity jurisdiction does not exist, the court is unable to further adjudicate Lassiter's claim. Once the Yankees lawsuit was dismissed, he filed a lawsuit against the Cincinnati Reds on December 30th. Lassiter says he now has to sleep in his car and has spent the $675,000 signing bonus from the Yankees in 2008. That's a wild story, huh?
Yeah, it sure is, man. Derek Jeter kept him from being in the majors, huh?
Yeah, so he sued, as I just went through there, saying that Derek Jeter kept him through the majors. So that is an incredible bit of a lawsuit that was dismissed. And also, the Yankees have signed two players to be in the minor leagues. They signed a player named Nick Tropiano, who is a pitcher, and he had Tommy John surgery in 2017, and he was signed to a minor league contract, and last year had an earned run average close to 6, only pitching 13 and 2/3 innings. So they signed him, and they signed veteran catcher Chris Iannetta, who is 36 years old and last for the Colorado Rockies, and they have signed him for catching depth.
Oh, so then I guess they got some. I guess they got him for backup as a veteran experience.
Yes, I mean, when you look at all the tremendous amount of injuries that the Yankees had in 2019, that I guess they are stocking up on some insurance policies.
Yeah, that too, and also maybe he's there to try to teach uh Gary Sanchez something. Maybe on how to
Yes,
block the
that's a
balls or something.
possibility.
Show him, give him a little bit of more major league experience because been here longer. Gary Sanchez is still young.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and I have this bit of information too. The White Sox agreed to terms with Edwin Encarnacion. So Edwin Encarnacion has signed with the White Sox. Encarnacion will receive $12 million in 2020, while the White Sox hold a $12 million option for 2021, which does not include a buyout. So Encarnacion, who turned 37 on January 7th, batted .244 with 34 home runs and 86 runs batted in, and 81 runs scored over 109 games last season between Seattle and New York. His 34 home runs ties per 12th in the American League. It marks his 8th straight season with 30 or more home runs, the longest active streak in the major leagues. So Encarnacion will be playing with the White Sox this coming year.
Yeah, I don't really see the White Sox going anywhere.
The White Sox have made a few moves. They have also signed Dallas Keuchel to a contract as well. Dallas Keuchel has also signed with the White Sox, so they are making some moves to improve the team.
Depending on what happens to the Astros, they could be in contention.
Oh yes, well the White Sox are in the Central, so they could be competing with the Twins and also the Indians. The Indians traded their pitcher Corey Kluber to the Texas Rangers. So I'm not sure why the Indians did that. Maybe it might have been a salary dump for the Yankees or the Indians trying to get under a certain amount on their payroll. But they have traded Corey Kluber to the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, and also they're trying to get rid of Lindor too.
Right. And as far as the Yankees are concerned, the information concerning Josh Hader has cooled down a bit now. So for now, we'll see if the Yankees will take up that plan again and possibly get Josh Hader, because the talks have cooled down for the time being.
I mean, well, who's really left on the market for pitching? There's a lot of pitching out there, but I don't know bullpen.
Right. Josh Hader and a number of other guys, but I don't have anything in front of me right now. But we'll see if the Brewers are willing to make the trade. And also, I would like the idea of Miguel Andujar being on the Yankees and not trading him for Josh Hader, because Miguel Andujar is a player with great potential, and I think his upside offensively is higher than Gio Urshela's.
Yeah, yeah, he does have. Well, they did use him out there for defensive purposes a lot. You know,
Yes,
when he first started as a rookie.
right, right. I mean, Urshela is a better fielder, and Urshela had a great year at the plate. But I think the upside going forward might be that Miguel Andujar might have a bit more potential offensively, but Andujar will have to continue to work on his defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish he could play second base too. You know, and be more versatile.
Right. And we'll also have to see if the Yankees will talk with DJ LeMahieu this year about signing an extension. You know, LeMahieu had a fantastic season in 2019, and this is the second year of his contract. So we will see if the Yankees will plan on extending him.
Well, it depends on how much he's gonna cost. You know.
Right. I know they got him at a bargain basement price with the 2-year, $24 million contract, and it depends on he's in his 30s now. As you're right, it will depend on what he'd be willing to sign for and what the Yankees would be willing to pay.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if he'll be a Yankee again after this year. Maybe his
Right.
last year.
We'll just have to see. Oh, and by the way, Brett Gardner is officially signed with the Yankees. He has been signed, so he is signed with the Yankees, and will be with the team in 2020.
So what? He's gonna sign the contract at spring training.
I believe he signed now. I was checking out another website, NYY News, and they were reporting that he is signed.
Oh, okay.
So he is signed, and everything appears to be okay for that as well. So so otherwise, I've been still suffering with a little bit of a cold. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. So as we approach the half-hour mark, maybe we could call our radio show here.
Yeah. Thank everybody for listening. Go to Spotify. Check us out. First Inning Radio Show, BX Bomber 2011. Just Google that and you'll find it. And search me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. So long, everybody, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.
Take care.